Hey everyone, Andrew back again and welcome to another collection overview, and today we're going to take a look at my favourite horror genre, which is slashers. I own well over 200, not including the big main franchises, so yeah, got a lot to get through. So today we're just going to be taking a look at my slashers on DVD, and the next video will be my slashers on Blu-ray. So yeah, there's too much to get through to do everything in one video, so I'm going to split them into two, and I'm going to try and whip through this pretty quickly so the video doesn't go on for ages, but we'll see. I will give my quick opinions on some of the films as I go through them, but yeah, I own quite a lot, so yeah. We're just going to get right into it. But before I do, I'm wanting to give a quick shout out to Deadly Dames Horror Extravaganza. Awesome YouTuber from the UK, does a lot of update videos and collection overviews, and yeah, just has really awesome content. So I definitely recommend checking her out, and I'll be leaving her channel link in the description box. Alright guys, let's get into it. So first up, I have a few documentaries. We have Going to Pieces, which is absolutely fantastic. The best slasher documentary in my opinion. His Name Was Jason. Never Sleep Again, The Elm Street Legacy. Slice and Dice, which is a UK produced slasher documentary. It's okay, but it's nowhere near as good as Going to Pieces. I still recommend it though. I have a classic slashers collection with Don't Look in the Basement, Scream Bloody Murder, Silent Night Bloody Night, The Hatchet Murders, which is also known as Deep Red, and The Severed Arm. Shout Factory set of Bad Dreams and Visiting Hours, nice little set. The Anchor Bay Entertainment Horror Drive-In double feature of The Initiation and Mountaintop Motel Massacre, pretty rare disc now. The Forest and Don't Go in the Woods Alone, this is another pretty rare DVD. Alice Sweet Alice with a really young Brooke Shields in it. Alone in the Dark with Donald Pleasance. This is excellent, especially from a character standpoint. It's about a group of escaped mental patients who traumatize a family. I really wish that this would get a Blu-ray release, so hopefully one day it does because it's awesome. American Gothic. This one is pretty underrated. It's really good about a group of people that get trapped on an island, their plane breaks down, and they come across a very weird family. Anthropophagus, the Grim Reaper. April Fool's Day, which is another one that I would really like to see get a Blu-ray release because it's really good. Next up we have Blood Cult, Blood Sisters, Bloody Moon, which I picked up recently off eBay and I still need to get around to checking it out, and if I like it I will probably upgrade to the Blu-ray. Slasher video release of Boarding House. Body Count. This one's okay. It's not one of my favourites, but it's not terrible. This is the Australian DVD. The Boogeyman, which is terrible, and Return of Boogeyman. 88 Films have a Blu-ray release for the Boogeyman. Cheerleader Camp. Pretty awesome cover art. A really cheap double feature of Christmas Evil and Silent Night Bloody Night. Class Reunion Massacre, also known as Redeemer, Son of Satan. This is an official release. It's just basically an Australian version of the US disc of Clown House. Yes, I know this movie has a dark past, especially with the director, but as a movie itself, I've always really enjoyed it. And because of the dark past, we'll probably never see a Blu-ray release of it. We have Crawl Space. Cutting Class with a really young Brad Pitt. Don't Open Till Christmas, which isn't one of my favourites, but it's okay. Moving down here, we have Don't Panic. This one's pretty obscure. It's not too bad actually. It's got a supernatural sort of twist to the genre. Driller Killer, which I definitely want to pick up the Arrow Blu-ray at some point. This one's extremely underrated. It's pretty obscure, so that's probably why. And that is Evil Laugh. This is so much fun. It's super cheesy, but it's pretty much everything that you'd expect from this sort of 80s slasher film. Really like the killer. It's got some super cheesy kills in it and a pretty good cast of characters as well. Fade to Black. This one's pretty rare. The DVDs are pretty rare now. Fanatic, also known as The Last Horror Film. I'd like to pick up the 88 Films Blu-ray at some point. This one has Joe Spinell and Carolyn Munro in it. Funeral Home. Girls' Night Out. The Hand, part of the Twisted Terror collection. Hell Night with Linda Blair. I need to re-watch this because I've only seen it once before and I can remember quite liking it actually, so this one definitely needs another re-watch. And I'm kind of surprised that this one hasn't had a Blu-ray release already. Hide and Go Shriek. This is one that I would like to upgrade. 88 Films recently put this one out on Blue, and I definitely think I need to upgrade and watch the movie again because this print on this DVD was way too dark, and I definitely think it put me off the movie, so yeah, I will be upgrading this one at some point. Humongous. Just Before Dawn. This one also recently got a release from 88 Films, and I do have the Blu-ray on the way, so I'm looking forward to upgrading this one. This one definitely needs a Blu-ray release because it doesn't even have an official DVD release. This is just a burn-on-demand disc. Killer Party. Absolutely amazing 80s slasher movie. Love it. So yeah, I'd definitely like to see someone put this one out onto Blu-ray. Next up we have Memorial Valley Massacre. Mortuary. Just a standard DVD of the original My Bloody Valentine, which is my favourite 80s standalone slasher. Synapse DVD of Nailgun Massacre. Nightmares, which is an Australian slasher film. It's very Italian in its vibe and it's terrible. Nightmare Beach, also known as Welcome to Spring Break, extremely underrated, and I don't know why, because this one has had a US DVD release and different DVD releases worldwide, but it's one I never really hear too many people talk about. It's great. I really like the characters and the killer's really unique in this one. So yeah, I'd like a Blu-ray release of this one as well. Night School. One Dark Night. Offerings, which is a Halloween ripoff. It's not too bad. The Outing. Peeping Tom, which is a proto-slasher. the Arrow DVD of Pieces with absolutely amazing artwork, one of my favourite custom artworks from Arrow. And Popcorn. Okay, moving on, we have Pranks, also known as The Dawn That Dripped Blood. This one does have a Blu-ray release, which I wouldn't mind picking up at some point. Psycho Cop. Return to Horror High, which does have an 88 Films Blu-ray release. 88 Films are putting so many slashers out recently, which is fantastic. Rocktober Blood. Scream. Silent Night, Deadly Night, which is an absolute classic, one of my favourites. The Silent Night, Deadly Night 3-disc set with parts 3, 4 and 5. They're not very good movies. Out of the Silent Night movies, part 1's the only really good one. Silent Scream. Slaughter High. This is a really good DVD release, but I would love this to get a Blu-ray. I'm kind of surprised Arrow Video have not released this one on Blu-ray. They've released a lot of their other... They've upgraded a lot of their other films from DVD to Blu-ray, so maybe it's a rights issue. But I've heard rumours that Vestron are going to be releasing this one on Blu-ray anyway, so hopefully they do, because this movie is awesome. Sledgehammer, which is shit. Shot on video and I hate it. The Slumber Party Massacre collection from Shout Factory. Probably won't upgrade to Blu-ray. This set is fine for me. Sweet 16, which is also getting a Blu-ray release from 88 Films. It's not the greatest slasher, it's pretty much mid-tier in my opinion. The kills are very repetitive, which definitely lets the film down. The Toolbox Murders, the original. I wouldn't mind upgrading this one to Blu-ray at some point. And the last for the retro slashers is Tourist Trap, which is fantastic. Alright, and moving on to my 90s slashers, which I don't have too many, and all the modern stuff. So we have Blood Moon, which is another Australian slasher film, and once again, unfortunately, it's not very good. Deadly Manor. Dr. Giggles. Happy Hell Night, which I also think 88 Films are putting out. Okay, now on to the modern stuff. We have Billy Club, which is a really good baseball themed slasher, definitely recommend it. Black Xmas, which is the Black Christmas remake. For a remake, it's pretty good. Bloody Bloody Bible Camp, which is a lot of fun. Bloody Homecoming, which is really, really good. Definitely highly recommend this. The killer's awesome. This is a 4-film collection with Bloody Murder 1 and 2, Junior and Deadly Species. Mostly have this for Bloody Murder 1 and 2, which are both pretty solid films actually. Buried Alive. Camp Slaughter, which is a pretty unique take on the genre, and I really enjoyed this one. Cold Prey. And Cold Prey 2, which are both really good. Okay, so next up we have Creep Van, which is basically a killer van. Really, really good. There's some really nice kills in this one. Cut, starring Molly Ringwald and Kylie Minogue. This is an Australian slasher, and it's pretty cool. It's I really like the premise on this one. It's basically a movie about a horror movie being made, so that's pretty cool. Don't Go to the Reunion. Die Die Delta Pi, really low budget, but it's pretty good. Drive-Through, unfortunately over here in Australia we get terrible artwork, the US artwork's much better. This is cheesy fun, I did enjoy it. Found, which really low budget, some of the acting's a little bit iffy, but it's very full on and I did enjoy it for the most part. Grim Weekend. Gutter Balls, which is fantastic. This is really nasty, brutal, very vulgar, but it's pretty cool. A lot of the Gutter Balls releases had sort of homage style artwork, like there was an I Spit on Your Grave, Maniac, and then this Halloween artwork for it. But yeah, if you don't mind really nasty, vulgar slasher films, I definitely recommend Gutter Balls. Hellbent, which is like a really good slasher film about a gay Halloween party, and of course everyone's all dressed up for Halloween and the killer's dressed in a devil costume. This is really good actually. It's got some pretty nasty kills in it, so definitely recommend checking this one out. High Lane. Hills Run Red. Invitation Only. This is an Asian slasher and I can remember it being pretty good. Jack Frost. And Jack Frost 2. Next up we have The Killage. I'm pretty sure this is the only DVD release or release that this movie's had worldwide, which is a shame. This is an Australian, really low budget slasher, but it's absolutely fantastic. So if you can track down a copy, I highly recommend it. Really good, especially for a low budget slasher. Clown Camp Massacre. Calibus, which is pretty good, kind of different. Laid to Rest, which I do not like. Malevolence, still need to get Bereavement. Midnight Movie, this had a really good premise, but it was really disappointing. My Super Psycho Sweet 16, which was really good. And the sequel, Part 2, which is good but not as good as the original. And Part 3, which is definitely the weakest. P2. Psycho Beach Party. Return to Sleepaway Camp. Santa's Sleigh with the pretty awesome cover art and the red case. And Satan's Little Helper, which is really good. It's super cheesy, but it's a lot of fun. Next up we have Scare Campaign, which is another Aussie slasher film, and this one's pretty unique. It's kind of done like a prank style show. Really good. Scarecrow and Scarecrow Slayer. Cheesy movies. See No Evil 2. Shredder, which is really good. It's a ski resort themed slasher flick. It's really cheesy, but I definitely recommend it. Slaughtered, which is terrible. The Sleeper. This one got so much buzz and hype when it first came out, and for good reason, because it's fantastic. But no one ever really talks about it anymore, which is a shame because, as I said, it's fantastic. Really good throwback. Spirit Camp. Sweatshop. The Toolbox Murders remake, which is shit. The Tripper, which is really good. 12, and Valentine. Okay, and we're nearly finished. We have Varsity Blood, which is really, really good. Wilderness, really different type of slasher, but it's good. The Masters of Horror episode, We All Scream for Ice Cream, which is absolutely fantastic. So I wanted to pick up the individual DVD release because the cover art is awesome. The When a Stranger Calls remake. And this one I haven't even opened yet, Windmill Massacre, which I've heard is really good, so I will be checking it out really, really soon. Alright, and I'll quickly show you some of the bootlegs I've got. I've had these for quite a while. Simon over at Explosive Action did these up for me. So we have Twisted Nightmare, Edge of the Axe, which is pretty good, Home Sweet Home, To All a Good Night, which I know has a Blu-ray release, Open House, which is shit. I don't think I even finished this movie. It is terrible. One of the worst slashers I have ever seen. So do not recommend it. Fatal Games, definitely recommend this one though, it's fantastic. I would love 88 Films to put this one out. I think it'd work really well with their slasher collection library. Very similar to Graduation Day, but I actually like it more than Graduation Day, so that's Fatal Games. New Year's Evil, which does have an official DVD and Blu-ray release, so I might pick up the Blu-ray at some point. It's not really a priority because I'm not a massive fan of the film. Silent Madness and Iced. Okay, so there you go. That is my slasher DVD collection. Sorry this video is kind of long, but I did have a lot of titles to get through, as you just saw. Once again, I'll be leaving Deadly Dame's Horror Extravaganza's link in the description box, so please check her out. And until next video, or the next collection overview, which will be my Blu-ray slashers, I hope you've enjoyed this one, and thank you for watching.